My name's Sean. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What draws you to the rave culture and what keeps you coming back?
Because the people are really accepting, happy, and the music is great, and also keeps up with the times. I've lived through the 80s, 90s, 2000.
How do you feel when you're at a rave? What does the atmosphere feel like?
Euphoric, awesome, and accepting every time.
What does the phrase raving is a spiritual experience mean to you? Does it resonate with you at all?
Yes, massively. As in accepting, again, I'm using the same words, accepting, love it. Genuinely love it.
What does the feeling of being lost in the music mean to you?
Oh, great question. I love it. Bearing in mind, I love all music, all genres. I absolutely love all of it. Music is good music.
How do you see, and if you see it at all, the connection between creativity and self-expression within the rave culture?
I'm not being funny, but 55 years old, I'm still dressing very young, still acting like I am, but I don't feel 55, I feel 21 all the time. Feel young and euphoric.
What draws you to the rave culture and what keeps you coming back?
It's just the culture and the scene, you know, and the kind of the vibe. Like for me, I'm 37, so I started raving sort of in the early 2000s. It's the free feeling, do you know what I mean? You go to festivals and everyone's on the same vibe, having a good time. Like, so I got really drawn in by festival culture, early Creamfield days. These days I would say like Bolter Festival, Boomtown Festival, Shambhala Festival, and just that free-spirited camaraderie. Sometimes I prefer the harder music, but sometimes the music doesn't matter, you know what I mean? It's more about the vibe and the people that you're around.
How do you feel when you're at a rave? What's the atmosphere like for you?
So, it's for me as like a veteran raver, obviously the atmosphere is slightly different than the older days, but I think it's kind of like the older you get and the more raves you've been to, you will always think, oh, the vibe has changed. It's not changed. It's just like there is a younger generation coming in, and like the sounds to the different genres of music are always changing. And I feel like there is a different atmosphere with modern raving compared to when I was raving in the mid-2000s, but it's probably just because I'm looking at it like from a veteran point of view now, whereas I was kind of in my early days before. So I think it's all good, man. It's all good. You always get knobheads, right? And you always get good people, like depending on what genre of music you're into. And I think that the rave scene has, and the electronica scene has blown up over the years. The rave scene's got bigger, and that is a good thing, man, you know what I mean?
That's where we went when we were, 16, 17 in Leeds.
So there was two big places, right, in like Yorkshire, so the Mill and the West Indian Centre. So those were like the hubs of where the raves were. Like these days you get a wider spread of raves, but back then, like there were like a couple of venues that were like where all the ravers went, and there's people that I met there that I'm still friends with now, innit? Just from like, talking, chatting on, and then you just end up becoming kind of lifelong friends through the music.
We'd been at Riff Raff in the main room at the West Indian Centre till 6 in the morning, and there'd be the old boys in the front room playing dominoes still, even whether it was a techno night, psytrance night, sub-dub like reggae night.
What I've got big respect for, so me myself, I like to enjoy myself at raves and like partake in certain ways in parties, right? But my girlfriend, for example, she just loves the music, right? She sobers it out. I like kind of admire her in that respect, where she can stay up till 5 in the morning and it's the vibes and the music, and from her perspective, she's never done any narcotics or any drugs that are like chemical, let's say, right? But she doesn't want to ruin the music by taking chemicals, and even though I do, she doesn't, because she doesn't want to ruin the music, and I think that's pure, you know what I mean, like, as a pure thing.
Do you feel any nostalgia towards the rave culture when it first began in the late 80s and early 90s?
To be fair, I've been there doing pirate radio, and it's a buzz, it's my life. I love my music, and my son's now playing with me.
What do you feel when you get back home after a rave, or when it finishes and you have to leave?
I've always been a night owl and carry on. I can't no more. I've got grandchildren, but I'll miss it. I'll miss it. And this has been my life, 35, 40 years, since I was young. It's the best thing that ever happened in my life. I'm still doing it. I'm 52 this year.
What does the hangover the next day make you feel like? Do you feel any type of afterglow or happiness? Or are you feeling down but can't wait for the next time you can go to an event?
I'll always party. I love the party. I love the atmosphere. If everyone's having a good time. But I'm too old now to carry on. I have grandchildren. I have sons. In my head, I'm 21 still.
And how do you feel about the rave a couple of weeks after it happened?
When's the next one? I love it. I'll always love it till I'm not here no more. I've been a drum and bass DJ when drum and bass wasn't fashionable. Jungle, that's me. I do radio. I still do radio. It's my buzz. That's what I love. People enjoying themselves. It ain't about the money. It's about everyone having a good time and remembering that party or remembering that set. That's all it's about.
I'm 48.
Do you feel any nostalgia towards the rave culture when it first began in the late 80s and early 90s?
Yes, I do. I started raving in '91 and have been involved in the scene ever since as a promoter and a DJ. Nostalgia plays a massive part in it. As a second generation, so the children of the original ravers now are looking at their mums and dads' flyers and listening to their music and feeling a sense of belonging, largely because they heard some of the music in their mums' tummies when they were pregnant. Like my son, I have an 18-year-old son. You're probably only, how old are you?
I am 21.
So my son is only 3 years younger than you, and he's going to study music at university. And he cites as some of the reason, because of the music industry, my scene, So I've been DJing and playing for people like Rain Dance since 1996, and nostalgia is a massive part of why the scene continues nearly 35 years on.
What do you feel when you get back home after a rave, when it finishes and you have to leave?
Yeah, I feel tired because I'm old as balls and I have 3 children. But I was out of Fabric till 4 in the morning last week. I DJ'd 2 nights a week, so I'm a massive believer on R. Kelly-like in that rave is just a number. Age is just about how you feel. I feel like I can still bring something to it. As a DJ, I play music made by 18, 19 and 21-year-olds like you, and that's what makes me excited still. So mainly I feel tired, but I feel inspired.
What does the hangover, if any, feel like the next day?
Well, good fitness, a Peloton bike, and Ribena helps a lot.
Do you feel any type of afterglow or happiness? Or are you feeling down but can't wait for the next time you can go to an event?
I still get butterflies before I go, and I still get the hangover about Tuesday, Wednesday, whether I've had Class A's or not. I always feel by Wednesday that the world has ended, but I've been feeling that way since I was your age and younger, and I just think it's part of life. When you live for the weekend and for this scene, feeling glum on a Wednesday is what the price you pay.
And how do you feel about the rave a couple of weeks after it happened?
Within a couple of weeks, I'm back out raving or DJing, so it never ends for me. And it hasn't since I was 16.
Amazing.
Hey, thank you so much. Bless you for being so interested, and good luck.
Thank you so much.